A little surprise stream. A surprise stream for the boys. And with a surprise stream, there is also a surprise administration that needs to be done. So how are we gonna do this? Let me see real quick. This is my link probably. Let me notify the fucking world, eh? Announcement here. At everyone. I'm live, bitches. Yeah. What's going on here? Hello, Oscar Torres, man. Oscar Torres, say what's up. What is it using it? It's using that thing. That thumbnail. That's crazy, man. Nitin. What is actually the title? Building live coding an AI startup with LangChain and Django. That's what we do. That's where we made for. Look at these. Ooh. I'm ready. I'm ready to take over the world. Ibrahim Gomuz Anthony, how are you? How is your mental training? Good. I ran about 9 kilometers today. I have a lot of it's going amazing. I was a little bit of an injury in the beginning, but now it's fine. Hi daddy. What up, butt cycle? Okay, what up? Oh yeah, of course I need to notify the soy devs on Twitter real quick. How am I gonna do that? Well, I'm gonna let me open up the screen here. Actually, what the fuck's going on? This is a live. I don't care anymore, right? This is just an. Where is my Twitter thing? Here. What is this? I don't care anymore, guys. I'm live. I'm live coding a startup, an AI startup. You know, a little bit of clickbait. It's not a clickbait, by the way. An AI startup on YouTube, right? Just for the algorithm. I'm live coding an AI startup on YouTube. Of course, maybe with at LangChain and Django. Get involved. That's fine, right? Get involved. And a link, of course, because otherwise something like that. All right. So what are we building? So basically, like I said, I'm going to build as much companies as I can in a short amount of time until somebody pops off. You know what I mean? It's like Tinder. You swipe until something, you got a new match and you hope it's a girl. Because these days you don't know anymore, right? For the people, by the way, for the people watching this video, for the people new on the stream, my name is Anthony. And I need to show you something. I basically also have something interesting, right? I have the full-time GoDev here, fulltimegodev.com. I'm such a bad marketeer, it's crazy. It's basically a Golang course that I made for the people that are willing to learn Golang, but not only learn how to learn Golang, but also to learn how to have the builder mindset. Very important, the builder mindset. How to get motivated, how to get things done. That really matters, right? Because you can be the best nitpicker in the fucking world. You're gonna stay broke. And that's not what we want, right? We wanna escape the fucking matrix. It's not true. We wanna, no, you wanna build something because it's cool, right? You wanna build something, you wanna have people that are using stuff, and you need to have a specific mindset for that. And that's basically also what the full-time GoDev program is gonna teach you, right? It's on a discount actually. Look at this, big discount, right? It's worth the money, trust me. Good reviews, of course. And a full curriculum, 60 hours of me and you together, right? We are in a relationship for 60 hours, me and you, best friends. BFFs, pink rainbows, unicorns, and a lot of hearts. Alright, fulltimegodev.com, check it out. Or no margaritas. Where's this? I'm also uploading a video actually. Look at this, YouTube very slow. And this can be, maybe I need to keep that for a bit, right? Maybe I'm gonna do another marketing strategy later on the stream. Alright, 32 viewers here. We're gonna pump that up. Call everybody, because we're gonna do some stuff. Nobody actually has a clue how it works, but maybe. Anthony, I'm scared of getting into the gym. Do you have any tips to overcome that fear? Fuck everyone. In my life, I'm the only person that exists. And it sounds harsh, but it's the only way to protect yourself from the outside world. Because people are nasty. Social media is nasty. And yeah, just isolate yourself. You're a lone wolf. Life is a single player game. And by the end of the day, your mind thinks the wrong. Your mind assumes wrong assumptions. Because you think people are looking at you, but they don't. They don't give a shit. You think people are laughing at you, they don't. Right? You think that people think you are ugly, they don't. You think that people think that you are nobody, people don't. People don't give a shit about you. And you don't give a shit about them. Right? Go to the fucking gym. And just, I don't know, call the cops because you're gonna completely destroy everything in that gym. That's what I do. When I go to the gym, I tell my friends that they need to call the insurance company because I'm gonna fucking wreck every fucking thing in there, right? And so they need to call the insurance company. That's what I do. Django here for the ORM. Yes, we are using Django because we're building. Let me show you what I'm building actually here. Let me go here. Yeah. Yeah, I cannot even log out anymore. No problem. I have my admin user interface here. Look at this. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to basically I'm gonna delete this boy here. Boom. Yes, I'm sure. Delete that thing. Log in. I can't anymore. God damn it. What's going on with this Django thing, man? Django. Python. Manage by creates super user, enter. It's going to be streamer, right? Then it's going to be xxx@xxx.com, and the password is going to be that's my password. Your password is too short. I don't give a shit. Boom. Successfully created. Perfectly fine. Make run because I'm a makefile guy. I'm gonna log in here, right? Yeah, there's something, right? So what's gonna happen is, what I'm gonna do, guys, is basically I'm gonna make the next big thing. Why? Cannot even log out. Can I log out here? Yes, I can. Right. So automate your email into task with the power of AI. So why? Why do we need this? Because I am an ADHD cocaine brain. I'm basically the most productive person on the fucking planet, but I cannot comprehend tasks and task managers. Trello, Jira, GitHub issues, HubSpot, all these things I cannot. I can't. I put one task, fine. I put two tasks, fine. I have 10 tasks and I forget to complete them. I completely freak out. So, because, of course, maybe this do not relate to you guys, but if you're at a certain level of productivity and companies, I have multiple companies and all that stuff, so I get a lot of mails, right? Anthony, can you check this? Anthony, there is a problem with this. Anthony, I want to have a discount for the full-time GoDev. Anthony, we want to have a sponsorship with your channel. Anthony, you need to meet VC investors for revenue. Anthony, do this. But I'm busy, right? I'm either coding, or I'm at the gym, having a good day with my kids, or in my jacuzzi, right? And if I have a mail, and I see, Anthony, can you please? Anthony, can you please? I'm freaking out because that's something I need to do. And I don't want to read the whole fucking mail. I don't fucking care. I'm gonna forward that mail to my assistant. I'm gonna forward that mail to TaskBrain or TaskChain or Task whatever. I'm gonna give it a name. I'm gonna use AI to basically translate that email, to comprehend that email and make it into a task. I'm gonna show you. Oh yeah, I'm gonna show you. And I'm using LangChain, and it's not a simple prompt, it's multiple prompts, I'm using vector database. It's not easy, but I managed to do it because I'm working on this for quite some time now. Stealth. So what it's gonna do is it's gonna take that mail, it's going to compact that mail into a task, title, description, it's going to give a priority, it's going to categorize that task, it's going to give an estimation of how long that task is going to take, and it's going to give you a stepping plan, what you exactly need to do step by step to complete that task. And it's going to put that with the integrations you already know. Notion, Zapier, HubSpot, Jira, whatever fucking thing you use, you're gonna put it in there. And it doesn't stop, because I'm going to make it that it also can comprehend how busy you are. And if you are too busy, it's gonna schedule it, it's gonna check it, it's gonna do a lot of stuff, and it's going to mail you because I forget to do my tasks. Right? I put them into a task manager, but 3 weeks later, it's still at uncompleted. So it's going to mail me a couple times a day. I can configure that. And it's going to send me, hey, yo, GG. It's time to do these tasks, my friend. That's what I'm gonna build. And I can already see you coming inside of your pants because this is insane. Django, yeah, so that's it. So I'm gonna sign in here real quick. So I'm signing in with my, look at that, I'm already signed in because it's Google out, easy peasy chicken thingy, and then integrate with Notion. I'm gonna click here. So what it's gonna do, it's going to, it's the first integration. I'm gonna select my pages I'm willing to share because I'm gonna use that as a parent, allow access here, and then it's going to work out because I'm making some changes in the application. And now I need to link with the page and everything, and that's actually worked. It was working before, yada yada yada. All right. So now you have the complete scope, right, of the projectos. I also have I have a lot of stuff already, right? So I have I process the mails. It's already done. I'm it's using PubSub from Google and all that stuff, and then I have some AI things, LangChain inside of here. What's your OnlyFans? OnlyFans / Anthony GG. Easy chicken, yeah. Easy peasy chicken squeezy. So, man, I'm already tired from explaining what I'm gonna do. That's crazy. So I'm gonna think a lot, and I'm gonna probably not always respond because I need to focus because this is unknown territory. So the problem is that if we check this page here, normally we have a select drop down, and that's going to give me my shared pages from Notion because that's the only thing. I'm actually done. This thing is going to be online next week, right? That's how I do things, right? So I'm thinking, where do I do this? Notion, here, Notion callback. Let's actually, to be honest, kill this because we are in big screen. How do we do this? I'm clicking. Close all, that's what we're gonna do, right? Yeah, so the problem is here. So I'm making an integration, which is gonna be the integration Notion. This is the Notion callback, right? So after you connect with Notion, and then I'm gonna save the integration, but I'm also gonna save the user, and this is basically not really working. Or does it? Yeah, it does, because I know what's going on here. I need to set up Notion, right? So this is going to have, did I delete that? Yeah, this is basically, yeah, I was refactoring this thing, Notion link page. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open up account, set up Notion. I'm refactoring, boys. Refactoring. GG stands for I don't know, man. It was, like I said, it was. I picked that randomly. It stands for. I always say this against my friends. I say GGVP. That's what I say. I always say, oh man, and if this happens, then it's GG, right? And yesterday this guy did this, and we were in the bar, and la 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 la, and that guy pulled out a knife, and it was GG. That's basically how I speak to my friends. So I'm saying a lot of GG, coming from the gamer community, stands for good game. And most of the time, if you're playing something like League and you're already losing, you say GG. It's GG. It's GG, game over. Gamers will relate. Okay, so and I will show you the process. We're gonna take a mail and we will feed it in, and you're gonna see, because my AI stuff is already done also. I know guys, I'm from a complete other level. I understand. Notion setup, Notion. We need to have this fucking view here. That's gonna be this one, eh? Setup Notion. This is the thing. So this needs a context, right? So we're gonna say context. First of all, let's make a Notion here. Notion is going to be Notion get shared pages. I coded it myself because all the Notion libraries were complete garbage. So I basically coded a no Notion thingy because, yeah. Notion is going to be Notion, and I need to give this an secret key, which is coming from my user, which is already being set in the database. And I think it's going to be a request. Actually, to be honest, we can do something like this. User, look at that, beautiful. User is going to be a request. User, actually, to be honest, maybe token or access token. Request user dot default integration, because you can have multiple integrations. So we're going to say access token here. Then we're going to say I'm gonna copy from my other thing. It's gonna be notion.getSharedPages, just like that. And then I'm gonna make a context here, which is gonna be a dictionary. What's going on here? Automatico. And then we're gonna say, how do we call that in that view? I need to check. I need to click real quick. We're gonna call this for page and pages. That are basically the shared pages from that the user decided to share with me. So pages is going to be actually pages is going to already, we can do, actually, to be honest, we can do this, and you guys cannot see this because it's on the end of my screen. Context is going to be the response here. I'm going to call this pages, actually. Maybe I'm going to make it clear. Shared pages. I'm going to call this shared pages, and that's perfectly fine. So do we need to have something else? Probably not. Of course we do, but not now. If I refresh this. Key error. Story of my life, because it's Python. Can you write UI stuff? I'm going to make this, like I said, I'm going to make this site the most beautiful site you will ever see. Myself, because I can do that. Like I said, if you have the power to build, sell, code, UI, front-end, manage, meeting with VCs, you're invincible. You need to learn that. Invincible. That's why you need to come to my channel and follow me. Because at my channel, we don't complain about programming languages. We don't give a shit about programming languages, right? Enums are better. Yeah, we don't care. We build. Take the money and sip margaritas on the beach. That's what we do. You know what I mean? That's what we do. This debugging is going to be... Oh yeah. Wait, what's this? Page and data results. That's... I'm going to say this is not the cleanest Python code you're ever going to see in your life. Wait, I think maybe... Let me go back here. I'm going to do it again because... Okay. Core lib integration Notion is that thing. Yeah, this one. Look at this, how dirty that is, man. This is dirty shit because Notion API is completely makes no fucking sense at all because I need to create this data. That's for later on. Pretty print JSON. Pages is here. We don't need this. That is pages. Append to the pages. Title and properties. Let's do a quick print here. Because I have so much trouble with Notion, not gonna lie. The whole fucking day already. Data then, okay, hey. Not again, man. Not again, this API token is invalid. It's... Well... This is so annoying because the problem is... Oh yeah. No. I see what that's classic. That's a little bit annoying, right? That's a little bit annoying with Python. You can do dirty stuff like doing default integration, and in my previous version the default integration was, but now I changed it up, so that needs to be the token of the default integration. Yeah, the token. If you see models here, right? I'm going to show you models is going to be the integration model. Look at that, right? So we have this token here, right? And then I'm doing something because I had no clue. However, I have this data field because I'm going to have multiple integrations and I don't want to link them with my database because it's nasty. In MongoDB you can do that, but with SQL, not that. I'm not actually a good database engineer, and I don't need to be. So what I do is I have one integration model and I use a data field which is going to be a JSON string, and I can put anything inside of that and nobody cares, right? Nobody will know. Shh. It's our secret, right? So data is basically a data string. For Notion it's going to be a bunch of pages that are shared and yada yada yada, and maybe for something else it's going to be, hey, who knows, right? Data will know. Sherry, what is up, man? Thank you very much. Sherry again, man. Sherry is donating all his money to me, man. Why, Sherry? You're still a mystery for me, Sherry. But I like you. You talk in mysterious ways. You're a mysterious person, and that's what I like. Is the music fine? Do I need to be a little bit higher, right? Because we're gonna have a chill stream today, right? Yeah, the token. Yeah. Okay, let's try again. Sometimes you need to try, right? We're gonna refresh this thing. Look at this, we got it. We got the pages from Notion in slow motion. What means yada 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 yada. That means I don't know what it means. It means I'm happy. If I say yada yada yada. No, yada 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 means basically and all the other things. Right? For example, if I go to the supermarket and I bought a bread and 50 grams of protein and yada 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 yada. That means, and also toothbrush, shampoo, dog food, that's yada 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 yada. You know what I mean? So okay, now, so basically it's cool. Of course, are we gonna do some little of HTML? No, we're not gonna do that. That's for later on. Task brain. If you have the guy who listen, I'm gonna pay 50 euro. Well, in crypto, I'm gonna pay 50 euro or dollar ish. 50 euro is fine. In crypto, in Ethereum's, to somebody that can give me the best name for what I'm gonna build. I'm gonna pick somebody. Suggest me your name. You're gonna have a week or whatever. Suggest me a name, but don't do it here on the chat because it's annoying. Go to Discord, poke me, DM me, send me a good name, and I'm gonna pay you money for that. 50 bucks. Easy peasy. Do you see? That's how we do this on stream. I'm gonna pay you money. Task brain. I think it's a good name. Let me know if it's a good name. It's a good name, right? All right. So I'm gonna say new page. I'm gonna link this thing, of course, and then this finish setup is a button. I know. I'm gonna click it. And it's going to finish things up. Of course, it's going to be problematic because I was working on this stuff real quick. So I'm going to delete the sprint data here. That's fine. Do we have actually already access in our admin? Administration login. Users. And daar ben ik. And then we are linked with the default integration. Perfectly fine. I'm going to loop this integration up here, boom, and then I'm going to see that data is empty. So that we need to fix because this needs to have the linked page, right? Because otherwise we can't continue. That's our post, of course. That's our posting we're missing. And if somebody knows in Django if there is a better way, because what I'm doing is this, right? If request, are we going to make it? Can you guys see this actually? If request.methods, I think, equals get, then I'm gonna do this, right? Like that, guys, right? Just like this, boom. Maybe we're gonna actually do boom. And then I'm gonna copy this again, paste it here below, and I'm gonna say here, if request method is post, I'm gonna handle my post. Okay, but I hoped that I could do this in a different dev. And yeah, you could extract this in a function, but maybe that's something else, right? But it doesn't matter. If you know, let me know. And if you don't know, let's fucking go. Task brain is good as fuck. Yeah, I know. And I already bought the domain name that was free, but I'm going to do a lot of stuff with this thing. I'm also going to automate the tasks later on. Like I said, GPT models are crazy. For coding, fine. But to understand what's inside, to understand what you mean with text, it is insane, guys. I had such a big mail from Linode. My credit card was declined for some fucking reason. I don't know. I'm broke. And they sent me such a mail. And I put that into my model. And it parsed me a task, man. Holy crap. It was beautiful. It was like this big mail. He completely truncated that into a beautiful task telling me exactly what's going on and what I needed to do. And it was in Notion. But now I'm refactoring this stuff because my first version was in Svelte. I made the biggest mistake in my life. The biggest mistake. JavaScript makes no sense. It was such a pain in the ass, man. JavaScript, it was crazy. And TypeScript, that was worse. I was battling demons. Woo, I still have scars on my back. It's crazy. Yeah, this data thing. So this request post, that's where the magic is going to happen. So I'm going to basically copy what I already has because I'm refactoring things. I'm learning each and every fucking day with this. Is this one? Yeah, I see. I need to have this views. I'm going to close this thing. Test URL. This is so annoying here a little bit. Not going to lie here. where am I? Hey, this thing, because I'm going to delete that stuff. So I'm going to quickly copy everything over here because I was doing some folder refactoring because I have no clue how to structure a Django project. And that's why I'm basically making my own structure. I'm deciding how it's going to be and not the Django community, right? I'm the boss. So this setup thingy can be deleted. Sometimes you need to delete things and call it a day, right? Cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make things a little bit clean because I don't see anything with this big font. So I'm going to close all these, right? So if the method is post, it's going to post me a page ID, right? That's the page ID somebody basically, I'm Belgian, yeah, is a page ID somebody decided to be the parent of where I'm going to put all the tasks in, right? Do we have integration here? Probably not. So we're going to say from models. Is it? Where am I actually here? That's account. Dot models. App dot models. Dot account integration. Import me. Integration. Easy. So we're going to get this page ID. I'm going to call this page ID because otherwise, and then we're going to say integration objects get me the integration. Can we do this a little bit different? I think this is the most secure because we could also do something like request.user.default integration .data. But how do we save that then? Wait, I have no clue how this works because this is an ORM and it does magic and I love it. So we're going to say that the integration, I'm going to try some couple stuff here. Integration is going to be the user.the default integration. So I can basically yoink this here and paste that in here. Delete this. Data is fine. This is going to be a request user, of course. Request.user. And this, I'm going to comment that out as a backup, as a fallback plan, right? For if you're in trouble. We're going to say that, you see, this is this JSON object, and we're going to put some more stuff in here later on, because maybe it's going to, for now, it's just going to link it, but maybe you're going to give the page a name. You want to give your own database name to that stuff. You want to add some other yada, 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 yada options to it. That's for later on. So we're going to say JSON dumps here. We need to import JSON real quick here. Import JSON from thin air. And we're going to save this integration. Is that going to work? That would be insane. And then it's going to be integrated. And then we go into the account index. And we can start creating databases and all that other cool stuff. Okay. Yeah, all right. Okay, so what are we? We are here, right? So I'm going to refresh the page and see what's this. It's going to post. I'm going to go back a little bit. I'm going to go back a little bit. So I'm going to select. I'm going to go back a little bit. Right, so I'm logging in. Let's set up your account. Of course, we're going to make this beautiful, but first we're going to make it work, right? That's what I do with my girlfriends. I make it work first, and then I make them beautiful. I make them feel beautiful, you know? But first it needs to work, you know? Hey. The sun doesn't come up for free. You know what I mean? Actually, it does. Or maybe it doesn't. I don't know. So we integrate with Notion. And then we're going to select pages. I'm going to say my new page from my Notion, which I never use yet. Then we're going to say, I'm going to... Doesn't matter. Finish setup and we have a problem. Object of type built-in function or method is not JSON serializable. I think it's this one. I think this is not gonna work out. This request user default integration, I don't think it's gonna work out, to be honest, because I'm pretty sure if I do this, like query the integration directly, that's gonna work, I think. And can I do this again with a refresh, to be honest, or not? Wait, what's going on here? Notion API is slow. Select this page, finish setup. Okay, cool. It's something different. But what? What is it? Can I make this a little bit bigger because you guys are... JSON dumps, is that a problematic problem? Oh yeah, of course. But this is so annoying. Somebody needs to fix this. Why is this not complaining? This ID doesn't exist. I mean, it needs to be page ID because I refactored this, right? So maybe this is working. Like, back to the backup plan. Changing plans. So we're gonna do finish setup. Yes! My account, we have the free tier because it's gonna be free. Based on the amount of tasks you're gonna send to it, of course, right? And the integration is Notion. And the only thing we care about is pricing, pricing, and pricing. What does TaskBrain do? TaskBrain will basically automate your will transform your emails into tasks. I'm going to give you an example. Later in the stream, I'm going to show you the AI doing his magic. So you get a mail, you're driving, you're doing, I don't know, you're busy, you're at the gym, squatting, an insane amount of weight, you get a mail. Can you please do? There is a problem with. You're going to send that and you're going to forward that mail to TaskBrain. To your name at taskbrain.io. And TaskBrain, with the power of AI, will parse your mail, will extract your mail into a task and put that into a backend of your choice. Notion and something else, right? You can do it with Zapier and you can do all stuff what you want. That's what I'm going to do. And it's going to give you a nice title, a nice description. It's going to give you a step plan, exactly what you need to do to complete that task. It's going to give you a priority, what the urgency is. It's going to give all that stuff because GPT models are completely broken. Yeah, it's just a chat GPT API. You're wrong. A lot of people have no clue what that is, right? So chat GPT is an abstraction on the large language models, on the LLVMs from OpenAI. You have DaVinci and you have all that stuff. You have GPT-3, GPT-4 now. That are large language models, right? It's a model trained on big text, on the whole fucking internet, right? And chat, and you give it. You give it some text. The only thing that these models do, you give it some text, and it will respond with what it thinks is a logical response, with what it predicts based on tokens. What it thinks needs to be the next token, and it works amazingly well. And ChatGPT is basically a wrapper around that model with where they basically give it instructions so you can chat with it, and then each time you chat, they will basically keep some memory, and the next prompt is going to be the previous result prompt into the next prompt, so it have context on what it already said. A lot of people have no clue how it works. That's how it works, right? And of course, TaskBrain uses the same thing, but I do multiple prompts. That basically means that I have multiple chains, multiple LLVMs combined to do different kinds of stuff based on the first response it got, right? The first thing is, what is this text, right? What is this? Oh, it's a task. Cool. Extract the most important things of this task. Okay. Cool. Then, can you, from the summary, from the most important things you extracted, can you make a stepping plan of that? Yeah, sure. Boom. Then, can you parse your results into a nice JSON output? Yes. Boom. And all that stuff. So we combine all that stuff. Also give it examples based on an embedding. That is already off topic, right? Because depends on the first prompt, it's going to detect if it's a task, if it's a meeting, because it can also, later on, it will also schedule meetings for you, because it can directly see, okay, this is a meeting. It knows it's a meeting, then it's going to check your calendar. It's going to check your calendar and see if there is space. And if there is space, it's going to, based on some context, it's going to schedule it for you. And yeah, The possibilities are endless, right? That's what's gonna do. All right, so that is working. I like that. Can I go back here? No, we can't. Okay, that's the problem. So now it's redirecting me back because it thinks I'm not integrated. And that's because I'm logged in here. I'm gonna log out here because, yeah, that's a problem here. I'm gonna do this, sign in. All right, and now I should go here. No, we can't. All right, so we need to fix that. So, wait, is this actually, did it work? That's the question. Okay, I need to admin again. Notion. Huh, it didn't work. It did work. But the streamer, that's because I'm logged in at two different things. It's a little bit of a problem, actually. Because basically what I did is I logged in here, and then I logged in with my admin account, and then basically, yeah. Yeah. Hey, doesn't matter. So I'm gonna do is quickly pick this Notion here because I can. Look at that, Django, beautiful, beautiful. So now it's gonna work, right? If I click here, no, it isn't because I'm yeah. No, because that's a middleware I have, a decorator, which we do in Golang also, which people say it's a higher order function, but for me it's a decorator also in Golang. It's the landing thing, ensure setup, right? You see this? Oh yeah, I see what's going on. This ensure setup will make sure that if we are logged in, but we did not link our integration yet, that it's going to redirect you to your integration. So you actually make sure you have your integration instead of going around the website. We need to message you directly to Discord for the name of this project. Yeah, somewhere you can find me, man. Because I'm gonna, like I said, I forget everything. That's why I need this tool. So if people can just send me these mails and I can forward them, and by the end, and I don't need to read them. They're all in Notion, probably parsed, and and by the end of the day, TaskBrain is gonna send me a mail. He's gonna say, hey, this is what needs to be done. This is a dream coming true. Let us be honest, guys. Let us be honest. If I had this tool, I was searching for this tool, but nobody has this. There are, for example, Task Robin. What they do is they do the same thing what I do, but they just put your mails in Notion and in some other stuff. I think, no, you need to parse my mail. You need to process my mail, my friend. Process it and make it a nice table. Make it a nice to-do thing, which I'm never going to visit because, but hey, and you need to remind me. But these guys are not on my level yet. Maybe they're already making it. It's fine. I'm going to be faster anyway. Can you tell about an interesting task in trading line that you have to do? Yes, making my own programming language. Server-side scripting, lit script. That was insane. That was interesting. I'm not gonna lie. Ensure setup. Where is this thing? Oh, it can GD into that. That's amazing. It can GD into these decorators. So this is the problem, right? If user is anonymous or user is onboarded, this we're gonna delete. So we're gonna open up user model. Is onboarded, we don't care because we can check if a user is onboarded by checking if the default integration. I'm gonna, should I log in back? So the user have a default integration, right? And if you create a new user, it's going to be a null value. So we don't need onboarded because we're gonna check the default integration. If the user has a default integration, the user is onboarded. So we need to change this thing So we're going to say if the requested user is anonymous, a hacker, and not, I'm not a big fan of not. Actually, it sounds cool, and not, yeah, right? No shebang. Requests user default integration. Default integration. Boom. That's what we're gonna do. Colon. Hey. Yes. So we are at setup. This page we need to actually make sure. Yeah. Okay. Now it's fine, right? So now I can go into my account. Tier is free. Upgrade right now. Leave your credit card details. Check out which Stripe, which you're gonna do. Also live on stream or something. Or on a YouTube video. How to do Stripe stuff. I have no clue, but I will figure it out. And the integration is Notion. Of course, I'm gonna make this beautiful, but that's easy, right? Making some beautiful Tailwind shenanigans is easy peasy, right? Yeah. Fine. So what also needs to be done is we need to set up his Notion account, right? So we need to make a database into his Notion account. That's what we need to do. Have you used other bulky tools similar to Django? Yes, Ruby on Rails I used for startups I worked for. Django never used first time, but it's cool. What I do is before I go to sleep, I just watch a couple of YouTube videos from some good Djangoers, and and ChatGPT basically, to be honest. I'm going to be completely honest. I use ChatGPT a lot because it's not to write me some code, but just to look things up. For example, how to Django make middleware. Enter. And it gives me that I need to make a decorator. I didn't know about decorators, but now I know. Right? And if you need to search YouTube, Google and all that stuff, it takes too much time. ChatGPT, insane. Right? But don't ask anything about recent languages, because there it's not cut off 21 year 21. So the last 2 years is basically complete stupid. Okay. We need to make a database, right? I was doing, we need to do it here, I think, in a share setup. But what I'm gonna do is I'm using this mail processor app here that I made, which I'm using to pub-sub with the inbox. Each time I receive a mail, I'm gonna get a message, and I'm gonna process the inbox and use OpenAI and all that stuff. It's here, right? It's actually, mail processor, data, yada yada, some test stuff here. Call all chains, run all chains with the message body, and I need to optimize this a little bit, but I'm using this handle Gmail hook right now, so I can just go to my browser and press enter, and it's going to execute that function, so I can see if Notion is working. All right. So this is we don't need this anymore. We can do. So you see, I'm making a hard-coded user just to check, right? Just to for testing purposes, right? Default integration. That's what we need. Wait, token, but we also need the page ID, right? JSON load integration data. Actually, to be honest, this is fine because I need it a couple times. Integration token, integration data, create a database page ID, right? So Notion create database, this is nasty. So this is a nasty function, I'm gonna lie here, this is this one. All right. This is where I stopped this afternoon before I decided to refactor some of my code. So now I'm back where I actually left off a couple hours ago. Insane. Do I have some drink? No. Fuse tea. Iced tea green, actually, to be honest. How to make better UI as a backend developer? I feel frustrated designing UIs. I don't. Sometimes I like it because it's very brain dead. it's relaxing, and directly seeing these things work out gives me a lot of dopamine, right? Gives me a lot of dopamine. Yeah, but you need to have patience. That's important, right? Patience, and it does not need to look good always from the first time, right? Because you are not a multi-billion-dollar company, right? You just make something that's good enough. That's fine. Don't be too stressed and build up on that. You know what I mean? I think Go is simpler than Python. Do you think? I think Go and simpler than Python. Do you think so too? Well, Go is actually very simplistic, and Python can be very optimistic. But Python makes more sense for this, right? So this is my parent ID. Yeah, this is this page. I don't need this anymore. Properties, title, content, task, right? So this is what the user can choose later on. So how can we test this real quick? I'm gonna quickly check if my Notion doesn't contain nudes, and then we're gonna get started, eh? Do this stuff. Oh shit! This is basically the Notion of trading light. That's not what we want. Why am I? Why am I at the Notion of trading line? I don't want to be in this Notion. Okay, let's go. Wait, what am I doing? What am I doing? All right, so this is my Notion. I have these two pages, right? So what I'm gonna do. Wait. Hello world. That was a test. I'm gonna delete this thing. How does it work? You see, I'm already getting anxiety from using these things, so I don't want to hassle with that. I just want to forward it. And it's gonna put in this thing, and it's fine. So this is my this page is in the trash. Which one? Yes. No. Yes. Yes, this new page. I think this is the one we linked. So the user linked this page. So we're going to use this ID, which is going to be inside of the data of the integration, which I mentioned, right? In a JSON string, which is actually this thing, right? JSON loads integration data. I think it's a neat trick. In Postgres, you can embed JSON. I know. But this is SQLite, so we can't. And later on, we're going to use Postgres and yada. It's fine. Don't worry about it. We don't need this anymore. Yeah. Okay, cool. So what I want to do is we're going to create a title. We're going to just create, this is setup, right? We're going to set up his database, set up his task database. So this is a little bit annoying. This is the black formatter, I guess. Title is going to be a description. Let us test this first. Let us test first with this title, because Notion API is a pain in the fucking ass. I'm gonna lie. What's going on here? Shit, I do something that I can't. Yeah, fine. Was never close. Thank you very much. All right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna use. I think it's gonna call internal Gmail hook. Press enter. All right. We have a problem. A little bit page ID, that's a problem. It's a little bit for me hard to debug these things in Python. I'm gonna lie, but it is what it is. Parent ID. Which page ID is he talking about? Oh yeah, here. Did we call this page ID? Key error. Am I streamer? What we're gonna do is we're gonna debug this real quick. Is data thing? Yeah, page ID, yeah. Why Django? Serge because it makes sense for what I'm gonna do. Because if you need to integrate with a lot of external providers, and then you have LangChain, which is in Python and all that stuff. Oh yeah, but you also have a LangChain in Node.js. Good luck with that bullshit. So I'm using Django. You know what I mean? So it's done in a couple of days, and yeah, you know what I mean. Life, hey, life's ticking. The clock's ticking, my friend. Ain't nobody got time. Wait, so do I still have this wrong thing? So I'm gonna try to basically use. This is my index. That's what we want, right? So we're gonna say integration here. Maybe we can do this, copy this, paste that in here, and call a root, for example, root page or something, or parent page. I don't know. Parent page, just to check what's going on. Use it default integration. It's gonna be a problem. Can I do a JSON loads inside of a view? Probably not, right? Can I? Changing plans actually, to be honest. Looks good to me. All right. Create a database. So basically, if I refresh this, boom. Boom. Yes. Good. We have a database created. Amazing. Now, we build upon that. Between Django and Flask, I'd rather use Flask, but again, any tool that can take you to the objective as fast as possible. Yeah, Flask is good, but Flask is good because I think Django is built on Flask or something. I have no clue, but I used Flask for a lot of stuff in the past. But I'm using Django because I just need to do. I just all have these tools like this admin, and I can, yeah, I just have so many stuff that I can go quickly, right? I have all my authentication is set up beautifully with Google Out and all that stuff, and I don't need to take care of that. I have an admin stuff which I can do these little debugging things that I just did, and then I can. It's crazy for this, you know, yeah. Okay, cool, that's fine. So what we're gonna do is, again, maybe I'm gonna delete this. Delete permanently, right? And then we are going to. What we need to do real quick is log out here and log in with our own user. Yeah, fine. No, Notion. Properties title, fine. Now the pain in the ass is gonna begin, right? Then we're gonna have a description of the task, which is gonna be rich text. Is that a thing? I think it's rich text. Rich text. Is that rich? I think it's fine. Rich text, open up. Hey! Hello! Looks good to me. So now I have this task here. Title, description. Beautiful. Delete it again. Debugging Notion, yeah. Delete permanently. Yeah. Alright, so then can we format this, please? No, probably not. Maybe we're gonna do it ourselves real quick. Because black is a little bit the black formatter of Python. Hey. Alright, then we need to have the priority. Priority. This is going to be title, right? Title is basically just a texting in. I think priority needs to be an some kind of a label. Why not fast API? I have legit no clue what fast API is. It's probably some fast API in Python, but it doesn't matter, guys. Like I said before, why not? Because how many times do I need to explain this? You need to stop. It depends. It depends. If you just want to code for a company and you are getting hyped by all these cool technologies, making 60k a year, watching the Primeagen, fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Wondering about what's the fastest, what's the bestest, and dreaming of being a Rust full-time engineer, right? But the reality, life works a little bit different, right? And life works a little bit different. If you want to build something yourself, you want to grow your own garden, and make an asset instead of being a liability, instead of making a liability, which in my opinion, your day job is a liability because it's not an asset. If you die, it dies, right? If you lose your both arms, you're fucked. Yeah? If you get fired, you're fucked. It makes you a little bit of depressed sometimes and your colleagues hate you. It's not true, but maybe, I don't know. If you want to make an asset, which is basically creating something yourself, where you have the complete control over, which can make revenue over time, which also is sellable as an asset later on the line, that's the only way to get rich without getting lucky. That's the only way, right? It's the only way to get rich without getting lucky. It's by building something that has value, so you can sell that value when the time comes to sell that value. And the longer you patent that, the longer you hatch the eggs, the more value it will have. And the beautiful of this thing is that you decide when you are going to hatch the egg. Because some people love to be in this lean and mean environment where you make something and you grow it and you get revenue and it's fine. And at a certain point of time, you need to go to scale. You need to scale things. And that's where some engineers, that's where some people are not capable of, because it's a completely other level. That's more of a management level and hiring people and all that stuff, and maybe getting some VC money in. And for some people, that's the time to hatch the egg. That's the time to sell it and start something else, right? That's who I am. That's the person that I am, right? I don't care about all these technologies. I just use what seems to be the best thing for me to make what I want as quickly as possible. right? My VS Code team is basically Groovebox. Right? Yeah, is what it is, boys. Listen to me. I have a VC funded company today, right? I have one. If you, this is a VC funded. What the fuck is this? This is a VC funded company where I have one of the majority shares with a couple others. VC funded, made with love in Europe. Moi, written. It's App Lavenue actually. The app of Lavenue is written in Next.js, my friends. Here, and my co-founder is calling me right now, but I cannot pick up because some cool stuff is about to happen with Lavenue. Yeah, sign in. You see, of course, we do our job, right? So yeah, that's what it is, right? So it depends for you, right? If you want to learn about all these cool technologies and all that stuff, I have some cool videos on YouTube for that. But it's time to learn, you guys, how to be a lean builder and get out of your, to make something from your life. Because by the end of the day, that's something most of you dream about sometimes, right? You don't need to be the new Elon Musk, but having something from your own, having a comfortable life with jacked as fuck, hey, I think that's something everybody wants, right? This priority is a problem. I don't know how to do that yet. Yeah. I don't like to write Golang, but I like to do things. Golang is a very, very nice language, man. It's a very nice language. But Golang has a problem. It's my unpopular opinion. Golang has a big problem, and the problem of Golang is the community. It's the biggest problem of Golang. I can do this. I see. My best friend just told me that I can do something like this. Select, my friend. So like this. Select. Do I need to give this a default option? I have no clue. So why is the Golang is amazing, right? For all these cloud things, and I built a lot of stuff with Golang. You know that, people that know me. But the problem is, if you want to go a little bit deeper into the web rabbit hole, Golang doesn't fit anymore because the community is against tools. Not tools, the community is against abstractions, right? I can understand that, but if you want to make a language very popular, just like Ruby, JavaScript, and Python, you need to have abstractions, right? Because what all these guys and girls don't really understand from a marketing perspective, and that's the problem. Google do not need a marketing perspective because they don't care. They don't need the money about their programming language. They don't give a shit, right? They don't care if Golang is going to be popular or not because they don't care, right? But of course, if you have Rust and all these other languages which basically are focused around revenue coming from their language itself, they care about the people that use it, right? So the problem is that the majority of the programmers are... I need to be very careful what I'm going to say, but the majority of programmers are beginners. Maybe that's also not the case. The majority of programmers in the world build stuff for the web, and the only thing they care about is to make stuff just like they do in JavaScript, just like these simple things, like having all these cool features that they don't need to write a lot of boilerplate for. That's maybe a good explanation. The problem with Golang is that all these guys coming into Golang have a big problem because Golang doesn't have abstractions, right? The community doesn't like abstractions. The community just want to build everything from scratch, which is fine to learn. But after you learn the programming language, it's time to make shit happen, right? They don't like ORM, so you need to write fucking queries. You need to pre-compile your queries with all that stuff, man. I don't want to fucking hassle with that, man. Like I said, Golang is good for a specific use case. The use cases I have on my YouTube, right? But if you want to build a consumer-facing application, lean application, depends. Send it is written in Golang because it made sense. Golang is also very nice to deploy, right, Mike? It's amazing, right? It's just like you just build a binary and run that thing. It's amazing, and a very good tool chain, and it's just an amazing language. That's a fact. But if the community was a little bit open-minded and allowed more abstractions coming in, it could be also a very good language to make these web thingies in, right? But it's fine. Yeah. Yeah. The selecting. Yeah, so is this gonna work? Priorities is a select. Oh, what am I doing here? You see this formatter is annoying. This is select, yeah? Yeah. So I'm going to delete this. I need to paste it right in here. Wait, can I do this with a comma? And then delete this and just save this. And beautiful! Alright. Is this going to work? We don't know. So I'm going to... Did I delete this page again? Yeah. Press enter. It's gonna complain for sure. It's gonna complain. It's gonna say, "Yo, select, you cannot do that, Anthony. What are you doing?" I think it worked, to be honest. Yes, it's priority. This is a thingy. This is a thingy, right? So because the AI is gonna give it a priority. Amazing. And it's also gonna give it a category, right? So that's the same thing. It's just category. Category. Call it a day. Right. Priority. What do we need still? Title, description, priority, maybe a date added or something. Yeah, why not? It's gonna be created. Actually, status, a status thing which you need to do yourself, which also maybe can do it themselves later on, right? That's gonna be a select. Also, not quite sure if I can add default values to this thing. If I can actually type it. Be amazing. We need to check that out. That's minor stuff. Do we need to create it? Maybe. Create it is fine, not create that because it's no database. Actually, it is a database, right? How do we do that date field? Let me quickly ask my best friend here. How to do a date field? Question mark. Okay. Can I give this a default? No, I can't, right? It's gonna be fine. Yeah, and then I also need to have a stepping plan, which is gonna be, so the AI will make a title, a description, it will prioritize it, it will make a categories. Can I have multiple here? Probably we can, right? Multiple categories is gonna be can we do that? Wait, I'm gonna ask for labels. Maybe there's a label thingy. What about a label? That's GPT is very good for, right? You just ask these things and it's gonna spit out how you need to do that because I don't want to read the documentation. No. It's not gonna happen. It's a multi-select. Is that true? Priority is going to be a select. The category needs to be a multi-select. because it can label multiple categories, right? For example, financial business. That's what happened with my mails. Status is going to be a select, and also an estimation. It can also estimate, right? Priority. How do you write estimate? Estimation? Estimate. How do you write that, guys? Is it estimate? I don't know how. I think I need to fix that. How the model is going to spit that estimation out? Is it going to be a text or an integer? Maybe it's going to be just a string, right? So I'm going to make it a title for now, right? Okay, everybody agree? Everybody agrees? I'm going to show you how it works very soon. Because of course I cannot hook my PubSub from Google on my local host, but I can forward the mail, and I can process it manually, and it's going to spit out a JSON AI process task. It's actually amazing. It's mind blowing. I'm gonna lie. Yeah, that's that. So now I'm gonna refresh this, and hopefully it's gonna caca. Did I do this again? Again, Anthony? Are you doing this comma thing again with these dictionaries? Aye. He's doing it again. He's doing it again. It's fine. Shit. You see, then you get this. The whole fucking morning, I get these errors, man. Insane. Look at this. Notion message. It's crazy. Probably... that is number. It's again this thing. Oh yeah, this is the problem. It's working out for these things. Notion API is not the best. It was working, right? It was working before, so why? Status. Maybe it's the multi-select that actually... Let's make it the select real quick to see. Because if you make one mistake, it's going to do nasty things, just like your wife. You make one mistake and she's going to do nasty things. Multiple title properties provided. Okay. Then this is a rich text from now on. Due date. Well, no, yeah. Well, it's going to estimate how it can read this text. It knows it's a task, and it also knows how long it's gonna take, based on its previous prompt. It's crazy. That's actually the cool stuff of this thing. Is that you can prompt engineering. Is, listen guys, I thought in the beginning they're looking for prompt engineers, and I thought, hey, prompt engineers, what the fuck is going on? But it's all about the prompt, guys. It's the prompt engine. It's the prompt engineering and selecting the correct prompt and giving it examples and using the output from one prompt into the next prompt, which is also be you're gonna inject examples, which is going to be selected by similarity based on embeddings, which are stored in vector databases. If you can chain these things, you can make insane stuff. Because the better the prompt, the better the results, right? So if you can use Look at this. This is what I thought, right? This is what I came up with. I thought, okay, if I can use its own AI to make a better prompt for itself, I'm insane. That's going to be insane, right? So I'm using this mail. I'm asking it to do stuff with it, and I'm using his output as a better prompt for the next thing he needs to do with that. Hey. It's the prompt, always have been, yeah. But it's not, yeah. But it's... because a prompt, you can confuse the model. I've been playing around with this for a fucking very long time. You can confuse the model. I'm going to show you. If you ask it too much, it's going to get confused. And that's a problem. So that's why I'm splitting these things up. So it cannot be confused. Concrete stuff spits me out using that to do another concrete stuff. And it uses his power to make his next prompt better. And the power really comes from the prompt, but not from the prompt you hard-coded, but the prompt it's going to select based on what it reads on the text. This needs to be in your mind. You need to understand this, that you can give it examples. You can tell it what to do, right? Parse me this, but here is an example. And here is an example. And here is an example. But if you can, it depends, right? Maybe it's a specific, it's a meeting or a schedule, and you can use embeddings that can detect if it's a task or a schedule, and based on that, feeding in the correct examples. So it's insane. I don't know. I didn't realize this until I was playing around with that. And of course, I'm thinking out of the box, and I'm using all these things, and I'm chaining these things together and using these things. And I was, it's insane how good it is. It's so good. It's so fucking good. This is going to be the next generation of applications that are going to build with this thing. Trust me, guys. Trust me. If you are smart and you know how to do these things, it's not like these guys on Twitter that build these quickly with AI, with LangChain, they quickly build something in a day. No, you need to think about this, because you need to use a lot of tools to come up with the good stuff, to make the good prompt. There is a lot of more going into. Yeah. Nice biceps, bro, motherfuckers. Look at this, man. But I'm lean. I'm so lean. I don't have the biggest biceps right now because I lost 7 kilograms. Right? You see, this is not. It's not the best. My lats. Look at this. There's the other one here. I cannot flex that. These lats, man. Look at that. Bad lighting. It's fucking. I'm a fucking squirrel. I can fly with these things. You know. But that's the thing. I lost a lot of weight, and that's why I'm looking. You see my fibers in my shoulders, right? You see that? And my veins. But I was a lot bigger, but now I'm lean for the summer. Abs, ab material. You know what I mean? Ab material. Absolutely. Oh, yeah. Have you ever played with the code interpreter? No, because I think coding is different. So I'm not a big fan. I'm using ChatGPT a lot, especially right now in Django. Like I said, not to write me some, to hint me, to give me, okay, you need to do that. Just a Google replacement, because it's really good at understanding what you mean. But it's not as, for coding, it's not as good as coming up with. It hints you in a good direction most of the time, right? Oh yeah, it's that thing I need to import. Okay, cool. Of course, he's spitting more code out, but you're not gonna quickly. It's most of the time gonna be off. going to be off. But you will know what to do, right? That's good. But the power of these, and of course they, Google and OpenAI, they are working on making it better with code and all that stuff, fine. But these things are so good to understand what you are telling. It's scary smart. And that's what I'm telling you, is if you know how to abuse that, you can build crazy shit, right? That's the thing. It's so fucking good. It understands so well what you're trying to say, right? It's what really blow my mind lately. I made a tweet about it. Is that I was asking the date, and it gave me the current date. I said, "Hey, what's the current date?" He said, "Today is 6th. Today's 8 June, I think. 8 June." And I thought, how can it know that, right? Because how can it know that? That's insane, because the cutoff is in September 21. How can he know this date? And then I asked him, what is the current time? And he couldn't answer me. And then I realized, wait a minute. He knows the date because it knows. Listen, this is fucking scary, right? This is actually fucking scary. This blows my mind. A lot of people don't realize this. ChatGPT could tell me the date because it knows when it was his cutoff. So it can calculate, it can infer the current date. That's insane. That's fucking insane, man. Of course, you cannot know the time because that works differently. But it blew my mind. They didn't hard code that in, right? They didn't hard code that in. It just knows it. Just because it knows how dates work and when it cut off, so it could... That's crazy. That legit blew my mind. Did you start coding your journey with the front end? Yeah, I did some PHP, right? So I did both. I always did both things. Front end and back end. AI agents, yeah, that's what I'm gonna use also, right? So we're gonna first parse this task, we're gonna make it a beautiful task, but then we also gonna, because that's the future, right? That's actually the end game. What I'm gonna do, it's going to do your tasks. That's the end game. And of course, it cannot do all your tasks. I understand, but it can plan a meeting, right? It can add somebody to GitHub. It can cancel a meeting. It can send a mail. It can search some information on Google and reply with that information for you. It can have access to something you connect with it, so it can fetch that and send it to that person, right? For example, if you are a person and you are a lead engineer, or you're a CTO or a company, and you get a mail from some of your employees. Hey, this is my second day, and the mail, right? Hey, this is my second day, and I want to know where I can find information about our microservices stack, specifically our message queues we are using. Correct me if I'm wrong. As far as I know, we are using Apache Kafka. Am I right? If you get this mail and you forward it to TaskBrain, it can actually fix that task themselves. Right? It knows what it needs to do. It knows it's going about the microservice stack. It knows that with agents, it knows it needs to go to GitHub or something else, what you do, and it can maybe complete that task for you and send the mail back. Hey, this is my second day. I don't have access to that specific repository. I'm just talking about my related tasks, right? Of course, for other people, it's going to be other ones. Hey, it's my second day. I don't have access to our message queue repository on GitHub. Can you fix that for me, please? It can. This is my GitHub username. It can do that. If it knows all that stuff, it can do that, right? And the possibilities are endless. Just saying, guys. Just saying. And this is because it's my frustration, because you have no clue how much things people asking from me on a day. And you have also no clue how much I forget to do that. Because I'm a complete unorganized bitch. And this application is going to turn me into a hyper-achiever. And a multimillionaire. Super AGI for custom agents, linked agents with LangChain open the doors for incredible things. Yes. Yeah. Isn't the date hard-coded inside of the prompt? No. I thought that. Because if the date was hard-coded, then the time would be hard-coded also, right? I mean, they're not going to hard-code the date and not the time, right? That would be stupid. But it doesn't know the time, but it does know the date. I have plus, of course, because I need it. As an AI model, I don't have real-time data or the ability to access the current time directly. My responses are based on the knowledge I acquired upon until September 2021, and I don't have the capability to provide live or updated information. Therefore, I suggest checking the time on a readable device such as your computer, smartphone, or wall clock to get the most accurate and up-to-date information, right? So I'm going to make a new chat so it's completely forget that he doesn't know it, the motherfucker, because hey, we're going to say, what is the current date? Look at this! Who's gonna hardcode this? Nobody's gonna hardcode this fucking date. And not the time. How can they hardcode the date? It knows it. How do you know that? So maybe it's hardcoded. Then I would be such how do you know this? I think I already asked this thing, and I think it knows because it knows its cutoff date. See, he doesn't know, right? This guys, because people are making a lot of prompts. And they say, look at what ChatGPT can do. It can code Flappy Birds. Okay, not impressive. This is impressive. He tells me the current date, but he doesn't know. Because he infers this based on his cutoff date. I'm pretty sure it does. I'm pretty sure it fucking does. They don't know about the time because they can't. But they can, I think they can. Because time shifts. He doesn't know, he cannot answer the time because he doesn't know what time zone I'm in, right? And time shifts, but dates not, basically not, I think. So it infers the current date based on he knowing that his cutoff date is September, the date he was basically the exact date he was cut off. I think he knows, he calculates that on that thing. Because if this was hard coded, the current timestamp was then they know. It's impossible, right? This is impressive for me. This is where makes me thinking, right? So if a model can do this, a model can you can build amazing things. Of course, you need to help it. It's not about these simple prompts you see on Twitter. It's about engineering your prompt by engineering your prompt by engineering your prompt by engineering your prompt. If you know what I mean. Use the language to make better prompts for itself. Use vector databases to find similarities based on the context you give it, so it can select the best examples based on what it needs to do at the time it needs to do. Once you have this logic in your head, it opens a complete new world for you. I didn't realize this until I was playing around with that. It is. Can I do that, Shivam? So Shivan Kumar is telling that I think it's GPT-4, right? Is this correct me if I'm wrong? GPT-4 can basically so as an AI model, I don't have direct access to the current date and time. However, I can access the system clock of the device of the server that I'm running on to provide the current time date. Ask it then. Ask it then. Let it print out. Let it print out the current time. Let it do that. It's GPT-3. That's crazy. Can you access the system clock? I don't know what fucking GPT model you have, but this guy is still sleeping on my side. Cool. It doesn't know the time, man. But this ChatGPT is trained a little bit different. So the prompts they give it a big context. They give it big context, right? Also to prevent people getting in trouble, because people don't realize this, but you can do a lot of nasty stuff with this thing if you don't have a system message, and if you use these models, GPT directly and all that stuff. You don't have system models. Right? You don't have they call it system messages, which is basically the initial message you're gonna tell the language model basically what it needs to do, right? Give it some context, I call it, right? And there is some big context in here, which basically is telling it if it doesn't know, it needs to respond with that that's an AI model, yada yada yada. But these APIs don't have that, right? So you can yeah. Yeah, ChatGPT has some predefined system messages, yeah. And that's bad. That for what I'm trying to do, right? I need to have a clean. I'm using these API models, and I'm probably also going to experiment with open source models, right? Because OpenAI is just so fucking slow. Doesn't really matter for me. The question about it is, how hard do I need to scale this thing? That's the question, right? But we will see how it turns out, right? I will figure that out when it needs to be. Right. So I'm actually almost done. So I can create this database. Actually, to be honest, we had some trouble here. Not quite sure why. It's probably some problem with these select thingies here. Let's kill this thing. Where is my here? Let me try again. Oh yeah, it's working. Nice. It was my. You see, I made a little mistake, and then it's freaking out, right? It's freaking out. Notion API freaking out, right? So you see, right now I made the database, so that's what we're gonna do. He selects his page, right? We already did that, and then it's basically going to. Then we're gonna create this task thingy, which he can name, yada yada yada, and then we're gonna each time he forwards a mail, we're gonna use that mail into our AI. We're gonna do some prompt stuff and some embedding stuff, and then we're going to spit out this thing and put it in here. And then later on, for now it's Notion. You can also connect with, I was thinking about Zapier, because if you can connect to Zapier, you can forward it to TaskBrain, and then you can link your Zapier, and then you can do whatever the fuck you want, right? If you can make Zaps for TaskBrain, that would be amazing, right? If you just forward to your name at taskbrain.io. You link your Zapier, then the world is open for you. You can do with your task what you want, right? With the browsing plugin, it doesn't tell you the current time. Yeah. So, Michael Pinto, that's the reason why they do that is because what people actually don't know, I was experimenting with OpenAI a couple of years ago. A year and a half, a couple of years is maybe a little bit far away, because I wanted to make an application that could. So, for example, I'm a healthy person and I'm eating healthy and I go to the gym and such. And a lot of my family and friends, they ask me, hey, what do you eat? How do you keep eating so clean? And what is your secret? And I thought maybe I should make some kind of a food app. And because people have not, because I live async, right? I don't have a job. I have a busy life, but I can do that whenever I want, right? I can be busy when I want to be busy. So I can make time to go to the gym and make time to cook healthy food, right? But people don't have that. They have a rush. They need to work, kids, and all that stuff, right? It's annoying. So they easily grab for fast food, right? Or these pre-cooked meals and all that stuff. So I thought, hey, why do I not make an app that can basically, where you just type in all the ingredients you have in your fridge, leftovers, and it will use a model to basically cook you a meal based on what you put in, based on your leftovers. And the problem is that, not quite sure if it's still the case, but you need to verify your application. Because people are not always the smartest animals on the planet, right? So if your model makes a small mistake or somebody tricks it, and your model tells them something, because it's security-wise, you need to be very careful here, guys. If you're using these models, you need to be very careful, because if people know you're using these models, they can do nasty things with it. So you need to have some good prompts to protect yourself. And again, if you use all these prompts together in one big prompt, the model is going to get confused. So you need to do some stuff. Right. So because with food apps, right, it could spit you something out that's poisonous. Right? And if somebody dies because they used your fucking app, yeah, then you're in big trouble, right? And OpenAI also. So you need to be careful with that, right? Yeah, Michael Pito, I think he just, maybe you have a, yeah, it's a plugin. Yeah, okay. If it has a plugin, it can do that, right? If it has a plugin, yeah, sure. With a plugin it can, but I don't think the normal model can't. But it can defer the date based on knowing its cutoff date. That's amazing, right? All right, so I did stuff that I needed to do basically. Maybe I can show you a little bit more. I'm gonna keep it for the next time, right? I'm gonna try to hook it up so I can actually show it you live. The whole flow. That's what I want to do. So I can show that on YouTube. I can also show that on Twitter, because what I'm building, it's kind of intense. It sounds easy, but it's not. It's not at all. It's not at all. Yeah. And it's going to be free to use, of course, right? It's going to be free, but there's going to be a limit, just like any other tool you guys are using, right? If you send, for example, 50 tasks or something, free. But if you're a businessman and you're doing a lot of task stuff, right? You have a team, or you're an HR manager or something, and you're doing 100 mails on a month or something. Yeah, then you need to go for a higher tier, because it costs me money, right? You need to understand that this is not free, right? I need to pay OpenAI. I need to pay Google for this fucking PubSub shit. You know what I mean? So I need to pay the server. So yeah, but it's gonna be free, and a lot of you will probably can stay in the free zone, because you don't have a lot of things to do. Well, don't get me wrong, but I mean, it's normal if you work in a company, you don't gonna process 100 mails, right? I hope so. But you have no clue what I need to do. And the cool stuff is that I'm also going to. It's not always need to be responding to mails you get. What I most of the time also do is, if somebody asks me something, I just copy paste it to a mail and I mail it to myself, so I don't forget. It sounds weird, but who can relate? Sometimes I send myself a mail so I don't forget. So if somebody asks me something on Discord, instead of going to Notion, instead of going to, I'm always in my mailbox, right? If I'm in my car, I need to open up Notion and I don't have these apps and all that stuff. I don't want to hassle with that. So I just copy paste it in my mail, send it, and done, right? And it does not need to be mail. I see the good use case, but it can be everything, right? I'm going to make an API so people can just send text to it, and it's going to do what it needs to do, right? Possibilities are endless, right? The only thing that matters is execution. That's what it is. Marketing, execution, and lean and mean. That's the only way this can go somewhere, because people will and maybe already doing this, right? And that's good. That means that there is more. I'm 100% sure that people are gonna use this thing, because I'm basically craving for this myself. Alexander Tipo, I bet date just sits inside a system message with a cutoff date. Yeah, well, we don't know, because you need to. I don't think the prompt is going to be. You have only 4,000 yada yada tokens, right? So don't think they're gonna have a decent amount of initial system message, but they need to be careful, because they use that system message. Probably they use that system message each time over and over and over again, right? So if you need to dump in, because I also had another idea, basically, was company data, SaaS company metric data, and dump it in and do fraud detection and all that stuff, because it can actually understand all that stuff. But the problem is you cannot dump as much data into it, and that's where the next step is going into these models, right? Is make them accept more data. Because you could say, yeah, but you can use embeddings. In fact, yeah, that's true. But the problem is that for some of these operations, you need to have the whole scope, right? You cannot just, for example, if you want to chat with a book, it's easy, because you just fetch based on similarities from a vector database, right? An embedding, you know what I mean? And you just fetch these pages, right? That are relevant, easy. But if you want to do some fraud detection, or you want to do, you want to chat over a corpus of company data, you need, and I mean, for example, bank data and all that stuff. Because for revenue, we use that. So I was experimenting with that also. But the problem is I need to dump a lot of data into it. It needs to have the complete data to actually make the correct analysis. But you can't. And I can also not split it up, because then it doesn't have the complete picture, right? So then we need to then you can pre-process and all that stuff. True. But still, yeah. Here's a thought. It has to know current date to know that its information may be outdated or incorrect. True. Smart, Sivan. I like that. I like your thinking. Yeah. Because let us be honest, guys. If it can defer it's the date based on its cutoff date, that would be savage. So they probably instructed it that it's cut off on that date. So it can basically know this date from today, right? That's impressive, right? No, it can't, right? It can't, because how can it? I think it's very, very bizarre that it knows the date and not the time. Because how can it know? How can it fucking know that so many years are passing by? I don't know. Seems weird. Yeah, if somebody knows the top 10 news of the day, then it's easy, right? Because then you that's where most apps are going, and I think it is going in it's a good direction. So everybody is building these chat with, right? But you see, I don't think like that. I don't think like that. I was thinking differently. Chat with is fine, and chatbots and everybody is using all this Q&A stuff, and yeah. But I was thinking, hey, this thing is amazing, and it can completely understand what I'm typing. It can basically make my life. I'm always thinking in my problems. So if it can do all this stuff, then it can basically just comprehend my email and execute it. That was my first idea, right? Hey, I can just send it an email and it can do what it needs to do. It's my assistant. It's my personal assistant. I'm sending it a mail. It knows what it is. It knows what it needs to do. And I don't need to do it. But that's the end game. So I split this thing up. Then I said, okay, cool, fine. So I have a mail this big. Okay, cool. I don't want to read this because I don't like to read these big mails, right? I'm going to send it, and it's going to make me a task. It's going to extract the key points. What needs to be done? When needs to be done? Why it needs to be done? How long it's going to take me? What is some categories for, I don't know. What is the priority? And give me exact the steps what I need to do. 1, log in. Cool. Then go to your account. Okay, cool. Then enter your credit information. Okay, cool. And then make the payment. Okay, cool. And then you're done. Nice. And then I need the backend. Everybody uses his own task manager. So I thought, okay, I'm going to integrate with all of them. And then I'm going to inject agents. And then we're going to try to, you know what I mean? Automate more stuff. It's the future. Basically, you want, ML model, which, yeah, but it's already done, right? That code is already done. Like I said, I'm not coding something that I do not know it's going to work. This is already done, right? All my prompts have everything, the whole chains and embeddings, it's all done. I can give it a mail with thousand lines, and it will give me exactly what I need. It already works, right? The only thing I need to do is just Notion integration, which I'm doing right now, and make the website a little bit better, put it online, and let's get fucking rumble, right? That's what we're gonna do. And that's basically just adding more integrations, making the model better, and all that stuff. I think this could be something. I'm not quite sure if I can do it alone, because everything, we will see. Let me know if you find a good name besides TaskBrain. Let me know. I'm going to pay you 50 euros in crypto. I don't care. If you know good ideas, I'm going to pay you also money. Tell them to me. Try to find me on Discord. I will add you as a friend. And yeah, let's make this great. Make this recursive to the goal is achieved. Yeah, but that's actually what I use. I'm doing, like I said before in the stream, I'm doing a little bit of recursion on the prompt. Right? Like I said, it's so good at making things for you that I was thinking, hey, if it can make things so good for me, then it can basically make things super good for himself. So if I give him junk and he turns junk into something somebody can understand, it will understand it also better, so it can perform its task better. So you're basically using itself as a recursion until it has the most beautiful thing in the world. That's the trick. that's what I came up with. Of course, I need to do some calls. I know. I need to do some stuff, and I'm trying to optimize it, and I'm looking for my own solutions, some open source models, but not quite sure if they are as good as GPT. But it's not that expensive. But I need to do some calls for it to make it beautiful. Taskmaster, yeah, I know. Didn't come up with that. I was looking for good names, but I came up Taskmaster. But TaskBrain is a little bit smaller because you have Taskmaster. I don't like that. If you want to build a company, you need to have 1 or 2. For example, Notion, Twitter, Facebook, HubSpot. You know, these things. Sandbit. Yeah. Taskmaster, that's a little bit too much. I just tried with only one role, user content, tell me your date is, and it didn't tell me. Taskomatic. Yeah, I said, guys, no, not these. It needs to be good fucking names, right? It needs to be good fucking names. No, not these things. Not these things. You know what to do. Make your homework, and we will see. All right, I'm gonna call it a day, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed this thing. It's a little bit different, but it's an educational experience, right? Because I'm gonna try to build this because I really believe in this product. I really believe in what's capable, and I really believe in what my vision is on this, right? Because I also really experience the pain that needs to be done, and I also understand what can be done with these things. They are not easy if you want to do it correctly, right? I'm gonna tell you that because there are some caveats, but yeah. Hey, follow me. Go to fulltimegodev.com, become a Go engineer, learn my mindset, and start making businesses, right? Lavenue, I know. But the thing is with Lavenue, guys, that was a crazy name. That was a fucking crazy name. Our biggest competitor actually is Pipe. That's our biggest competitor. And Pipe, this one, Pipe Dream, Pipe.com. And this is our competitor, right? The site is fucking slow. What's going on? Hey guys, hey Pipe, hey, get your shit together, man. Look at this. What is going on? Look at this. This is Pipe. Your privacy. Fuck you. You don't get my cookies, you motherfucker. We are hiring. Look at that. You can. What are they hiring? I do that to check what they are doing, right? I always do that, right? Let's see. Work from where you want. Yeah. What do I do? Data scientists. They're already doing things. I'm already investigating AI for revenue, and they're also doing it. They don't. But they are not on my level. That's the problem, right? They are not on my level. That's the thing. They don't understand who they're dealing with. So yeah. Senior product manager, remote. I know what they use. They use Next.js and they use Golang also, right? I know that. But yeah, Lavenue, I know. But it was good because Lavenue, guys, stands for... Why does it stand for? Who knows this? Lavenue, can I type? We are a platform to get funding for recurring revenue businesses. Listen very carefully. Revenue. Recurring revenue. Lavenue. Leverage. Revenue. Leverage your revenue. This is amazing. This is the best name I ever had. And I didn't actually invent it. I didn't invent that name. It was my co-founder. This is the best name for a company ever. Leverage revenue. Because that's what you do. You have your MMR and you're leveraging your MMR. You're leveraging your revenue to get finance instead of VC money, so you can keep your shares and grow as a company instead of being surrounded by these evil VCs, taking all your shares and making you a brokey. Leveraged revenue, exactly, LDM. Brilliant it is. But something that's basically this title, I don't like that. This needs to be bigger. I don't big, you see, Taskable, Taskbrain, I mean, Taskable, oh, this one, big brains. Automate your emails into tasks with the power of AI. Is this going to be the slogan? Absolutely not. But I cannot stand a page that's not something in it, right? And these links are going to be make more money. That's going to be the links, right? Make more money. Yeah. Life's so fucking good. Life is so good, it's insane. Sometimes life is good. Sometimes. Alright, guys. It's funny how a company... Yeah, again, man. LDM, I know. You're not the first one. It's funny how a company makes people not get VC money is funded by a VC. That's true. Yeah. That's funny. That's basically what a lot of VCs told us. Huh? That's what they told us also. But the thing is, guys, you need to understand that Revenue, you cannot bootstrap this thing. Like a Taskable and Ascended and all these small things, you can bootstrap that easily. But you cannot bootstrap a company like Revenue because it's a double-sided marketplace. And that's very dangerous because a lot of people don't like a lot of investors don't like double-sided marketplaces because it's the chicken of the egg problem, right? Because okay, you're gonna have SaaS companies on there, but you also need to have the institutional money. But if there are no SaaS companies, there is also no institutions come in because there is nothing to buy from. But if there is no money to get money from, there is also no SaaS companies because there is no, you know what I mean? There are no investors. So it was very hard. So you cannot make this work without dumping in a lot of shit ton of money. So you need a shit ton of money to make this work, and you also need a shit ton of expertise because VC money is not always the money. If you pick your VCs wisely, which is very important, you can pick a lot of expertise, right? And that's a little bit of the problem with companies that are living from paycheck to paycheck. What I mean, from funding round to funding round. The problem is that there is no time, and they're gonna basically drown into debt, and they're gonna do quick decisions, and they're gonna pick the wrong VCs, which is basically dumb VC money. That's what I call. So you need to call the smart VC money, right? Yeah. What we did, that's a question. That's what I know, but you don't, right? Hence some of the VC money being used to give the SaaS companies using library. No, we don't do that. That's basically off-balance lending. We don't do that, right? Like I said, we are a marketplace. Pipe does that, right? Or Beautiful, and that's why they are a big problem, actually. Not quite sure if you know, but Pipe founders, they all left. They're kicked out, I would say. Because of scandal. I don't know exactly what's going on. I basically don't fucking care, but they are out. Because they did something. So basically what they guys doing, they say they are a marketplace, but they actually don't, right? It's a scam. What they do, it's not a scam, but they basically they lend from their balance sheet, right? So it's basically VC money, they get money from VCs or from investors, and they use that money to basically fund these SaaS companies, right? We don't do that. We directly link them together, and we take the fee. Very small questions, actually, LDM. I think you made a very good questions, to be honest. Not quite sure what do you do or who you are, but you sound like somebody that knows his stuff, right? Task AI, I know Michael Pinto, but I cannot find that. These domain names are already taken. Task GPT, but I know, but that's... Yeah. It's now GPT, but that does not mean it's going to stay GPT, right? Because there are a lot of other models that we can explore, right? The fastest solution is use GPT for now to build something, and then I'm going to build a user base, and then we're going to scale this thing up. So we maybe need to use another model. I don't know. All right, boys, girls, and everything inside of the spectrum. All good for me. No problem. No big of a deal. I wish you the best. I'm going to eat some stuff, and yeah, that's it. Thank you very much.